much. I'm just quickly going to go along and pick out some of the points you talked about. I will start with you, Ted, because you kicked us off. You, like all of the others, don't think the industry is selling itself very well. In what way? When you're talking to someone, particularly if they're younger, how do you sell the industry? What are the things that they're underselling at the moment?
I think there's a few things. I think the range of opportunities, so not just focusing on the construction end of the industry and focusing on all of the roles that sit behind that, supporting it, starting off those processes from design and stakeholder management with communities, etc. And then all of those range of roles, and I think it was referenced in some of the presentations around how many different opportunities we have around our businesses to bring people into, whether it's finance, HR, IT, and actually some of the innovation that I'm seeing around the sector is phenomenal. So we often talk about things that are a little way off in the distance. We might be talking about automated vehicles as innovation of the future. But there's real innovation happening right now in the technology space that's happening on our schemes every single day, which is really exciting stuff to sell to people, whether it's automation of processes or virtual reality or simulation. All of those techniques are starting to be used on our sites. And I don't think that side is getting sold well enough. And I hear a lot about how people perceive the industry from potentially from the past. We're not really focusing on talking about what we are now and what we're developing into. When you look at those stats about how the younger generation coming into work are viewing their careers, we've got great opportunities to sell what I would call CV opportunities. So if you want to come into this sector and have a fantastic, exciting project on your CV and be in the sector for 3-4 years and then move on to another part of the industry, we've got to accept that as employers, and we've got to start to sell those opportunities rather than the traditional way of selling an industry or a sector as a career for life. And those are the bits I would see as key changes.
Vicky, you mentioned an interesting point, which is potential from the people already there. So it's all very well sort of saying, yeah, get loads of people in and they're all young and talented and all the rest of it. That might not feel great if you're sort of 47 and, you know, with a mortgage and all that. How significant an issue is selling the idea to the people already there?
And I don't know if it was resistance. It's just different, and it's kind of making them aware. So if we're recruiting different types of people, or we're recruiting women into the business, that they may need flexible working. So, you know, this industry is work hard, play hard, start early, finish late. Actually, that doesn't suit everybody. So I think it's about selling the different ways in which we can work. So it is about sort of, and I think the thing that we've done with Kia, and like Hanson's example of the apprenticeship program, and then it's been little bits of kind of baby steps of success. So once they've seen some success, they're bigger, braver, bolder to do something else. So we started, you know, even on our current apprenticeship journey, probably only 3 or 4 years ago, we were having a handful of apprentices. Now they're up for it, and we've got 100 this year. So it's those sort of successes that I've sold, and it's not big and not scary. It's just kind of selling those, selling all the good points and how to integrate those people into the business, and just so that they're aware of the differences. Ex-offenders, ex-military, they come from a different background, but actually some of the things on our Surrey S-Skills programme, who are, again, kids from disadvantaged backgrounds, the attitude and their enthusiasm when they come in is great. So our mature operatives, for example, they love it because they want to they want to sort of have impart their knowledge and impart their wisdom of this is my. And I think the thing we have in Highways is kind of pride. So when our operatives are really proud of their network, and one of the managing directors, Akir, was talking about this. You know, oh, this is what Daddy built. This is what Daddy kind of maintains in the roads, and we talk about potholes and we talk about structures, that actually they're proud of it. So I think that has really, and I think because they're seeing guys that are up for it and want to work hard, I think the integration has been a lot easier than even I would have perceived it to be, because everybody just wants to work hard and get on. So the attitudes have kind of worked. So I think it's just making people aware, and I do think the baby steps of success have really helped us.
Yes, Vicky mentioned sort of a kid being really excited there, and that's come up a few times at this conference. You know, I saw this at primary school. I went on a visit to so-and-so, and that enthused me. You talked about going out to schools. Is that primary schools you're going to, or secondary schools? And how do you sell construction to I've got a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old, so that they understand it, so they can see, that it can be cool?
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm talking about primary schools and secondary schools. Traditionally, we'd have gone to secondary schools, but this last couple of years, we've started that journey of going out to primary schools and engaging with them, because you've got to start with the people that are furthest away from the starting their careers, and try and influence them about construction, highways as a career, because if we don't do that, then we aren't going to have a pipeline of people coming through. So that's been the light bulb moment for Conways recently, and we have developed a program. We have gone out to schools. We'd like to do that in partnership with others, so we're really keen on what Rebecca was talking about, and really looking forward to talking to her about that. So yeah, we need to join up is the thing, because just us all doing it on our own isn't going to work.
Karen, you talked about people sort of dropping out. How fierce is the competition for young people at the moment? We live in good times, don't we, actually? The economy's doing well, lots of people are employed, there's lots of jobs you can go out and do. How fierce is the competition?
In terms of applicants onto our programs, it's fierce. And I think what we found is the more they go through the process, the more they learn about what's available, the more hungry they get. So both on our grad programs and on our higher apprenticeship programs, we really do attract, which means that we can
pick and choose a bit.
Yes,
very nice. So, yeah. And how does the industry fare in terms of what it pays? And you talked about flexibility as well. Actually, it's not just women as well these days. Yeah. It's men. I want some flexibility at work. I expect it with my family. How good is the industry adapting to sort of salaries and hours and all of that kind of stuff? How enlightened is it?
I think there's a challenge around flexibility that I think is a mindset challenge in the industry. So if you look at the office-based roles, and I'm guessing this will be the same across most of our businesses. It certainly is from a Highways England perspective. I see that we offer a lot of flexibility. We don't necessarily sell that well enough, but we offer a huge amount of flexibility. But then we have a very traditional view of roles that are either site-based or on-road for us, that actually that flexibility isn't applied very well at all, and doesn't seem to be it's not in the way we're thinking about changing our ways of operating. Because to offer that flexibility, I think we've got to look at actually how we operate on a site, what the processes are to enable that, or how we operate on road, as our traffic officer service does. Not just think, right, can I offer part-time, or can I apply different shift patterns, or can I give offer a job share, whatever it might be, around a flexible working pattern. We've really got to challenge ourselves about how our sites and our on-road sides of our businesses actually operate to be able to offer that flexibility.
Last one to you guys, because we've got to round up. Is there a danger we're kind of underselling things a bit? There's all sort of misery about skills gaps and all the rest of it. Actually, it's an industry with a big pile of money at the moment, and there's loads of opportunities. And do you think that is coming across enough?
I think with the programs that are now available, we have something that we can actually go out and sell, not just using the levy, but all of the programs that all of the organisations offer. There is so much there, and lots of career plans, career development. So I think the packages are there now. We just have to get out there and raise the profile across the industry.
Fantastic. Really stimulating discussion. Thank you very much. Everybody, please thank the panel.